One of the fastest ways to lose control of your budget is through your variable spending. Things like groceries, which are high, gas, which is astronomical, the household spending, toiletries, all of those things start to add up, and they add up very fast. So today I'm cash stuffing my variable expenses categories so that I can stay on top of the budget throughout the month, and I'll also be setting up this binder today. Stay tuned. I recently started getting more intentional about tracking my expense categories again because I noticed that it was slowly starting to get the best of our budget. So here I am about to pull out the cash planning worksheet, and this is what I always use so that I can know exactly where the variable expenses are going to be going. For this particular week, we have a $525 that we are going to be doing for our variable expenses, and that is the breakdown from, we're paid monthly, and I talked about that in a recent video, and I will have that linked. Okay, so this is the cash planning sheet. This is my month of May, and my breakdown, let's put 2026, okay, of what I'm doing for week one. I am gonna vary that just a little bit though, as you see me writing it here. And I'm just gonna copy these categories again onto the cash planning worksheet while I get ready to pull out my calculator and write out everything that we're going to be doing for week one. So here with the cash breakdown, I put $525, took off the $250 for the groceries that I've placed, left me with $275, $60 allocated to dining out, leaves me with $215. I'm going to put $80 for gas, leaving me with $135. Next, I will put $25 here for self-care, $25 for spending, $25 for the kids, $35 for household actually. And then I'm going to do $25 for the buffer. Okay, so let's make sure this is right. We got 250 plus 60 plus 25 plus 25 plus 35 plus 80 plus 25 plus 25. All right, so we have our 525, so that's allocated for week one because I'm giving myself for my variable today is 525. So we'll see how we do as the week goes. And today we have 1, 200, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 500, 5, 10, 520, 525. Let's set up this binder. I mentioned earlier I had to get more intentional about tracking my spending weekly because I noticed that the variable expenses is usually, that's where the budget, slips. Even though we did have a lot of other things that you can't control, like with our bills, the unexpected other expenses. Like this is the one place where you can control your expenses. So here we're gonna get our new envelopes placed in here, and that's the groceries. We have dining out, we have our self-care, we have our spending. I'm just trying to keep them in order that I put them on the sheet. Household, okay, gas, kids, and then I have a buffer in case I go over in a category. Here is, I have credit card swipe. This envelope will be used strictly for when I swipe my credit card instead of using cash. I will take the cash out of that envelope and place it into this credit card swipe envelope so that the bill can be paid off at the end of the month. And I have my giving envelope. We're starting here in groceries, and for groceries today I'm doing $2.50 because when I break down the monthly budget, that's what it comes out to per week. And we have 1, 2, 20, 240, 250 for groceries. And some of these are pre-filled out because the camera decided it wanted to go out. So anyway, I'm gonna put these expense trackers here, and then as I spend something, they will be written out or used. Okay, so for dining out is getting $60, $20, $40, $60, $20, $40, $60. And we haven't been doing that much dining out, but I used to group, and I used to have myself a coffee envelope, but really now I'm trying to not do the coffee so much, but now I just use coffee will just be a part of dining out. And I know in my last video when I was talking about tracking my expenses, I just went ahead and grouped it with the coffee because it's still dining out. I want to try to fool myself into believing that it's something else. Okay, so self-care, we're getting 25 here, and that is anything like really it's like my expenses, like, you know, getting the nails or something like that. And I was about to just look at this one here. I wrote my name on, but I'm just going to keep this with the black and white theme today. Okay, and I'm going to get this tracker, put it here. Okay, so for spending, it is also getting 25 today. And for spending, since everything is like categorized right now, it's like for stuff like, say I went to a yard sale or I wanted to go thrifting, like even like Amazon. Sometimes I do see stuff on Amazon that I don't have a category for it, like it's not a household need or it's not a medical need or something like that, and then that's where I will be putting that. Okay, so for household, I'm going to give myself 35 for it. I got 20, 30, and 5. And like I say, I will be doing the same thing with the household because I do a lot of times I get like, you know, this is for like our toilet paper, you know, all your toiletries. If I, you know, see some home decor that I like and I want to use it, you know, it's just a different place that I can use it. So I could also put that for spending, but for the most part I use it as like anything that's needed in the household. Okay, and then for gas, because gas is going up so ridiculous, 20, 40, 60. We're gonna do, is it 80 today for gas? All right. I used to do 60 for gas, and that was enough for the week. And these are vellum trackers here. Vellum expense trackers. I want to see. Gas, I'm giving myself 80. All right. Let that dry a little bit. For the kids, they are getting 25. Let's do this. Have you recently had to change the amounts on any of your variable spending? And while I was setting this up, I was debating on whether or not I was going to use this one because I thought, you know, like kids, but since I'm in a black binder, I'm just going to keep it with that today. Okay. All right. So that's the kids. And honestly, this helps me to feel more aware of my spending rather than like I'm trying to avoid it. You know, I like being able to visually see where everything is going. Let me go ahead and get this tracker put away here. All right, since they are now dry and this miscellaneous, wait, okay. All already got 10.25 that I'm putting in my miscellaneous category. And this will also help me to create like a buffer. Okay, and let's put 25. This is starting for the month of May, okay? And I told y'all, you know, my giving, this I would just put whatever like my tithes are when I need to pull them out, that would go there. And also I do have another envelope here, my credit card swipe. Now I told y'all about, like, if I go to the gas station, say I go to the gas station and I've pulled, you know, instead of me going out and giving them the gas, giving them the gas money, say it's raining, I don't want to get out, I would just take the money out of here and then swipe the credit card. But because, you know, if you're swiping your credit card, you really do need to have that money in there for that category. So that is how I do that. Cash stuffing is more than just putting money into the different envelopes. It's more about being aware of where my spending and my variable expenses are adding up throughout the month. And next, I'll show you how I budget using my credit and my debit cards as well. Thank you for spending this time with me, and you have a great day. Bye.